Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Miss DJ Hoodie, getting at you guys with another Why Run podcast live. And up on panel, we got Just Rob.
Boo that freak.
I have one
Boo that
question
guy.
for you, sir.
Yes.
Are you Diddy?
Shit,
Are
did he
you
do it?
Diddy?
Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Well, nobody's saying boo that guy.
They
Only
should
to
be. What the
Diddy.
hell?
Only to Diddy,
Oh.
not you.
Oh no.
Hey,
No, there's different.
baby.
My bad. I
You
was
what
gonna say
now?
there's different reasons to say boo to a person. People just don't like me, babe. It's okay.
Mm-mm. They have to
Yeah.
like you. They must like you. If
You're gonna force them
listening
to like
to
me.
the Y Run podcast live.
Oh no, there's so many more people that don't like me that do listen. Shout out to them.
No. And no, babe. No.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
You.
debating, babe. Should I do it? Should I pull the trigger on this thing? Oh no, I said trigger.
Oh
Oh
my
no, that's gonna trigger
god.
stuff. Oh no, it's gonna trigger the AI.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That man,
Oh,
you
it's
always
trigger.
get us canceled. Stop that. Stupid.
Okay,
Stupid. Well, what was you
so
gonna say that was gonna get us all the way
so do you
fucked
know
up?
what a happy light is?
A happy
Or happy,
light?
yeah, happy light or happy lamp. Do you know what those are?
Hell no, I never heard that before. What is that?
So you know how during winter, especially in places that don't get some sun that much, there's a lot of people that suffer from seasonal depression.
Oh yeah, I heard of that.
Okay, so there's these lamps or lights or whatever you want to call them, where they mimic the sun rays. So they're called happy lights because during the
Mm.
winter you turn those on inside your house or whatever, and it's supposed to, like I said, mimic the sun.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So normally it's 39.99, and it's 19.99 right now. Should I go ahead and buy it?
Are you trying to tell me and the rest of the world that you're a depressed little raccoon?
Well, I have battled with depression before. Um, I don't like the last time I had it. I think was around winter, the beginning of winter. But it just depends. I don't know what triggers it. I don't know if it is seasonal. I don't know. I don't know what goes on, but I have dealt with it before. But
Mm-hmm.
mostly I was thinking because my brother works at night, and he doesn't really get sun,
Yeah.
especially during the winter. So I was just thinking about getting it for him,
Aw.
but cause it's kind of cheap right now, and I've seen the reviews. It's pretty good. So I don't know. I was just considering it, but
I
I
like
don't know.
that idea. And if you think it would help his mood, then yeah, I would say get it for him. But I don't want him to be disrespectful about it and be like, why are you buying me this? Or what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that I'm depressed?
Well, he says that he's depressed. Like he's always
Oh,
sad and
okay.
depressed. So I have told him about it before, but he's those type of people that he's not gonna try for himself. Like
Yeah.
he's good with other people. Like he'll do stuff for other people, but for himself he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of getting one for him, and
Oh
yeah.
shit. Can you if you can drop it in the chat? Because
Hmm,
I mean I've never heard of that, and I think that
how
would
about
be
I'll share it to my Twitter,
okay,
my
yeah.
ex, and people can click on my ex and go check it out. Check it out.
Yes. You do it.
Rob's just thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Do you
drop
think
your
people realize?
What?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. What?
You're gonna drop my link so people could click
Yeah,
on it and go. Okay. Thanks, babe.
yeah.
But
You're welcome,
I was
baby.
gonna say, do you think people realize that there's no T in just in that name?
Yeah, yeah.
Do
That's
you? I don't know. I don't think people are that smart. Sorry, guys.
Rob's
They're
just
probably like
hinking,
just, just
hinking,
thinking,
hinking,
thinking,
just hinking.
thinking. I don't
Oh
know. It's just like
shit. Uh,
I was thinking
what?
about that.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, when I would spell it before, like when you first got it, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
ROBSJUSTHINKING.
Yeah, but I
So
think
it's
people
not,
put Just T like double T, and that's why they
yeah,
can't find it.
yeah. It's Rob's
So when
just thinking, just thinking,
just thinking, I don't
just
remember why I did it
thinking.
that way. I don't know if it's because somebody had already taken that name or just to make it different. I don't remember, but yeah,
Yeah, it
there's
had me
no
fucked
double
up in the
T.
beginning. I was like, what? Because, yeah, I thought at one time that I was miswriting it. And
Yeah.
then I was like, oh, dude. And then there was a time where I thought that you blocked me. And I was
Oh
like,
no.
yeah. And that's why I was like, that's probably why I can't find him because he like blocked me by accident or something. Because, yeah, like you're the only social media that me and everybody else knows that you have is IG. So it's not like
Yeah.
you're this big social media person. So that's why I was like, man, he probably blocked my ass. Didn't even fucking know it. I had to teach him
No.
the ropes. But
Yeah.
yeah. But no, it was all the time Rob's just thinking
Yeah.
on the twits.
Yep. Well,
Mm-hmm.
in case people don't know how to spell it, it's in the chat and it's in the description. Click
Yes.
on it and go get yourself a happy light. Stop being such a grump. I was gonna say I don't know why I was thinking about this too. I was gonna say thank you, babe, for not being grumpy in the mornings. You're the happiest person I've ever met. You know how people are like, "Oh, I'm not a morning person. Don't
Yeah.
talk to me first thing," and you're the complete opposite. If you want to find Audie be happy and shit, hit her up in the morning. She's at her happiest. No matter what's
Hell
going on or
yeah.
anything, she wakes up. She's like, "Hi, babe." Big old smile. I'm like, "Oh."
Well, yeah, because I get to wake up to a handsome man and five babies all over the bed.
Children all
Yeah.
over.
Yes. Yeah, I
Is that
never
why, or have
noticed
you always
that.
been a happy
No, no,
morning
no,
person?
no. I mean, I don't know if like happy, but just waking up, like because you're just alive, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's not, yeah, like I never thought or think right now that I've ever waken up and was like extremely happy about something unless it was like, oh, I get to make furniture today, or you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
for me, it's I in the past I always felt like I needed something to like make me happy, and I rarely had it. But if I were to think now, the only thing that really makes me happy is like doing furniture or doing some kind of art that is my own, or like I think one of the things that I look forward to every single day now is doing the Why Run podcast, and that makes me happy because I like to talk. I like to talk a lot. I like to talk shit, and I get to do it with you, and we just have a good time. Like that's it's more it's more communication for us, and I
mm,
just take it. The wine run is really personal to me, and you're a very important person in my life, and I do value your opinions. I respect you, and you do have a lot of things to say, and you teach me a lot of stuff. You're very informative, and we're just funny. I think we're funny, and I think it's just because we have a lot of inside jokes, and a lot of people
Mm,
don't may not know what they are, but I think people just hearing us laugh and like
mm,
crack jokes at each other, or we just say things that sound funny, and I think that's what makes our podcast just fun to listen to. And that's one of the things that I like to look forward to, because for me, if I don't have something to look forward to, then it's like what the fuck else is there in the day other
yeah.
than doing art and having coffee. Like when I wake up in the morning, I like my breakfast, I like my coffee. I look forward to those little things. And then it's like, okay, well, today we're going to do the white run. Like, oh man, I really want to talk about this. And then after that, it's like, depending on how much energy I have, it's like, okay, I feel like I have enough energy to go out and do deliveries or do art or just take a goddamn break. That's why I said I need more hours in the day to do
Mm.
more.
Yeah.
What about you? Like, have you ever like woke up so happy, or you just like groggy, or like, oh, I'm alive another day?
Um, I don't think I've ever been the type to wake up mad and shit. I don't understand that. Like, you wake up, you should be happy you're awake, but or at least it's a new day, a new chance to make the best of whatever day you have, right? I think a lot of people focus on the negativity. They're like, "Oh, great, another day of fuck my life." I used to say "fuck my life" all the time, but um, there was a time where, like I said, I do sometimes, or I used to, battle with depression a lot, and there was a stint where I was depressed every single day for 3 months straight,
Mm-mm.
and even during those times, I think that's when my um spiritual journey, like praying and all that stuff, that's when it started. So I think it happened for a reason. But I do remember when I used to wake up, I'd be like, "Oh fuck, not this again," because it was instant. I could feel it. I could feel it in my chest, and I was like, "Man, not this." But it wasn't like I would take it out on people, or it wasn't like I would wake up and be like, "Don't talk to me. I don't fucking care."
Mm.
I was never that type of morning person. Yeah, and when I started praying, when I found that reading those books helped me and all that stuff, um, the first thing I would do is wake up and be thankful that I was able to wake up, and that's like my morning prayer now. Ever since then, and I don't even remember when that was. I think it was in like 2019 that every single day for 3 months straight I was depressed. I was just like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. It just felt that way, and yeah, but again, I was never like a mean person to anyone. I never took it out on anyone. But overall, I feel like I'm a happy morning person. Again, it's a new chance to take, even if it is a shitty day, even if the day before you had a shitty day, just being able to wake up that day doesn't mean it's gonna be shitty, or at least you hope for a good day. If it turns out to be the opposite, then okay, cool, whatever. But don't start your day mad and then expect it to just change for you.
Yeah, no shit. That what kind of logic is that? If that's what people think, you know what I'm saying? So all of what
Mm.
you were feeling every morning, like that is all what you withheld within yourself every time you woke up. That's why when you woke up, you just felt anxiety, right?
I think going to bed, I would think, I hope tomorrow's a better day. Every single day, I would
Oh
think
my
that, and
god, I'm gonna cry, baby. God, I'm such a crybaby today. Oh my god. Go
and
ahead.
that's why I said when I could feel it in my chest as soon as I woke up, and I was like, man, not this again, because it was like this heavy sadness, and it was just like
Mm,
a pressure, like literally felt like the world was on my chest or on my shoulders, and I don't even know why. I just feel like I said, that happened for a reason, and the reason was for me to find spirituality and find God and find all these things that I've found because of it. Because that's what kicked off my journey. I already had like, I don't know if people remember this, but I did kind of touch on like my childhood and stuff and how I got turned off to religion and all that stuff. But at some point, somebody, I'm just gonna say it, my ex gave me a book. It was Jesus Calling, and I had that book sitting on my bookshelf for like, I don't know, 2 years maybe. Never even looked at it other than when she gave it to me. I mean, I kind of just skimmed through it, but I didn't even think anything of it. I just put it there and I left it there. And then one morning I just woke up and I was like, oh, let me check this book out. And it's supposed to be read like every day, right? It has dates, so it's you read a page a day. And I remember going to the page for that day, and I read it, and it was like, no matter what kind of life you have, no matter what kind of day you're having, always be grateful. And I was like, why would I be grateful to wake up depressed? And I just kind of put it away. I put it away, and I was like, man, the book doesn't know what it's talking about. And then, I went about my day, was depressed all day. And then at night, I was like, I hope tomorrow's a better day. And I remember writing down, like, okay, I'm just going to write down the things that I'm grateful for. And I wrote those things down, wrote the date down. And then the next morning, I woke up and I just felt better. I felt lighter. And I was like, oh, okay. And then that's when I started praying. But yeah, for 3 months straight, I was depressed, and I don't know. Like I said, it does still kind of happen, but it's not for that long. It doesn't take me down the way it used to.
yeah,
But I was always after that, I was always grateful to wake up in the morning. You okay,
yeah,
babe?
yeah. Just fighting back the tears. I already cried twice today, and I'm about to cry right now. No,
No.
um, I think, um, I mean, I know you and I talked about our pets and stuff, but I think, um, having my dog, uh, waking up with her was happiness for me. Because you wake up with your dog, and I would always laugh and tease her and pick at her toes, because the first thing I smell in the morning was her corn chip toes. And
Yeah.
just petting her, touching her, playing with her ears, and the flap of her lips, like, just, yeah, I think that was happiness for me, that I had her.
Mm-hmm.
um she was, my responsibility, but we had each other. And it's I seen this TikTok where this guy was laying on the beach or something, watching a sunset, and he had his dog in his lap, and he took a picture of his dog staring at him, like, just you. And people, well, not people, but like on the captions it said, like, it says something like you're looking at the sunset, it's the most beautiful thing, but you are what the dog's beautiful thing to see. Like you're all they see. Like, they don't see a
Yeah.
sunset, like they only see you.
Yeah.
And animals are just like that. Like they pay more attention to you than anything else, and food.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess just thinking of what really makes us happy, and before we move on, I want to say last night, I told you about what happened with me last night. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I didn't tell you that I did was I wrote a little bit in my journal. Like I just wrote um you just lose sight. You lose sight of, like, yeah, you have things to do, responsibilities, but like all of that kind of gets in the way of being appreciative and grateful for the things that are literally like right in front of you. And it could be just as simple things as a bed, or like just a simple thing as, like the furniture that you have. And I'm not saying like materialistic stuff, but it's just like you lose sight of how you got those things. You worked hard for it. Just remembering how excited you were when you got it. Like just kind of planning out like your whole living room, or like, oh, I'm gonna get this living room set. Because it's yours. It is something that represents you. It feels and looks like you, and these furniture pieces to you makes it more of a home, like almost like laying down roots kind of thing. And when you get into the negative state of mind, you're just kind of, you lose yourself. Like everything that you had purchased for yourself, or the things that you got, that you really felt like a very powerful person because it's yours. It's something that you got, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm the shit. Yes, I'm the shit with this piece of furniture, for instance. Um, and when you have other shitty people in your life, or shitty happenings, or you're having financial trouble, or you're starting to lose, you do lose sight of yourself. And it was just almost like I had a tap back right there. Like it was like, it's like, you know what, you need to be a lot more appreciative. Like you need to go back to the person that you were when you first, for instance, got these items. And I'm not saying like it's all materialistic things, but it's just going back to like rediscovering yourself, and like going back to what used to make you happy. And I know we could go into a lot of all that, but we have a topic to talk about,
Yeah.
unless you have something else to add to what I just said.
No. Just real quick, not to make it more depressing, but um, in in that time when I was depressed, and like you said about pets and all that stuff, and yeah, they make us happy, but it fucking sucks when they die. And my pet bird that died that fucking year, and I was like, oh man, can it get
Aww.
any worse? So yeah, that just reminded me of that. Thanks, babe. No, I'm just kidding.
I
I'm
was
kidding. I'm
telling
kidding.
Rob that I wanted raccoons. I
Yeah,
want,
no.
to me, like, I feel like I could handle raccoons, only because, like, I don't have a W-2 job, and I could stay home all the time. Um, like I just think that I could have raccoons, because there's raccoons, they get into like a lot of stuff, they climb on a lot of things, but it's almost like I don't see nothing wrong with getting a few things, even though, or getting rid of a few things, even though I just now said like, oh, appreciate what you got or whatever. But
Yeah.
like they're living creatures, and it's like they, for me, I'm like, oh, like they need a family, they need someone to take care of them, and love them, and allow them to be raccoons, and things like that. But it made
Yeah.
me really sad. Like it hit, I don't know what was wrong with me. I think for 2.5 days I got so depressed when Rob told me. I never told you this, babe, but I got
Mm-hmm.
really depressed when you hit me with that fun facts about raccoons, and I was like, oh my god. But when you told me that the longest they live is 3 years, and
Yeah.
that hit me so hard. I don't know why, it just did, because I had my dog for like 13 plus years,
Yeah.
and you know, like, she lived half of my life and I was her whole life, and it's like, that's just like 3 years, that's it. And that's for like a full grown raccoon.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know what was wrong with me. I think it was during that time where I was just like really upset and like sad and quiet. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know why I couldn't let that go. Like, I don't know, like, because I guess
Well,
when I
it
see
is
the
sad.
raccoons on
The
IG,
Instagram. Yeah.
yeah, like when I see them, I'm just like, oh, they're living their, you know how people say like, oh, I'm living my best life. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, they're living their best lives, and like ever since you told me that, and I'm looking at them and they're having the zoomies and things like that, and it's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking cry again. The fuck's wrong with me on a fucking Diddy episode?
Oh no. Well, we haven't even gotten into the
I know,
episode.
I'm fucking just falling apart over here. But no,
We have
it's
to
just
change the title.
we might have to. No, but like it just see it, like it hurts because it's just like, God, these are just funny, adorable creatures, and they only have a lifespan of 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
is sad to
sad.
see them all happy and with their little shirts and stuff, and people are giving them grapes, and they're just like,
Yeah.
and it's like,
And you
oh
know what? That's really how Rob eats. Fun fact.
no, no, no. I
It
hate
is.
smacking. Don't
No,
smack around
no,
me.
you're but
But
when,
happy with my food.
okay, you don't smack, but like you're crunching is what makes me
Oh
laugh.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
Get ready, babe. I have another box of Fiddle Fraddle. I'm gonna open that shit today.
I was like, what the fuck is a fiddle faddle? One of these
It's
days we're gonna have to
snack.
put it on the screen because
Yeah, I'll send you a
that,
better picture.
I thought we
But
were like
yeah.
in a different realm or something, because I was like, what the fuck is a fiddle faddle? It's almost like dilly dally. If you know what dilly dally is, put it in the chat.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, that's what we're
Holy
doing
shit.
right now with this episode. We're just dilly dallying around.
Okay,
But
well, right now it's 2:30. Do you want to continue with
yeah.
the little
Okay,
bit
so
of, okay,
and action. Retake.
right?
No, so I guess yesterday we left off on you wanted to mention podcast or a person that you were listening to that made great points about this whole Diddy situation. So did you want to mention that?
Yeah. So you listened to the video, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So do you agree with all of the things that he said?
Well, I agree with most of what he said, yes.
Okay.
But it's what he didn't say that I think you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. So my whole thing is okay. So I want to talk about my sexual experience very very quick, because okay, I'll just get into it. So if you guys know my backstory of, me being molested, and by family members and whatever, um and me not losing my virginity until I was like 21. So like I was afraid of, it. I didn't know what it was until like high school. But when I had like my first couple experiences, and of course, like, we get introduced to, like, cell phones and, websites and things like that. I started watching corn. Put it together, you guys. And I wondered if anything was wrong with me because I would watch it and like nothing would happen. Like I would just like I wouldn't get turned on. It was more like I was browsing to see what kind of shit was out there, you know? And one of the things that I was really drawn to, and I kind of wonder if this is the reason, or if my life uh got me into this side of it. But if you guys didn't know, like I'm like a Disney person. Like I love Disney movies. They're fucking funny, and I feel like that's where I got my sensitivity from. You know, from movies like Dumbo and Fox and the Hound and Lady and the Tramp. You know, like I was never like a Disney princess person, but because I was into just cartoons, right? Um I started watching like cartoon corn, and I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. And then, you get introduced to like anime and things like that. And then next thing you know, I was seeing like Disney characters do it. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna watch, my favorite Disney characters get down. But this other animation stuff, it was kind of like, okay, things are happening a little bit, but it was just kind of like, okay, is my attraction to this kind of corn because of my upbringing, right? And then so yeah, I started exploring myself, feeling a lot more comfortable and doing it and things like that. And then just all of a sudden I got bored with it. And then so I started going into like other categories in corn. And there's some pretty fucking wild shit, and I'm just like, man, like how that bitch do that, like, and it was knocking my socks off and everything. But I just noticed how quickly I was like not getting turned on, you know what I'm saying, like out. And I'm talking about outlandish shit. I'm not even gonna talk about it, but it just got to the point where it started to be regular. Like, I mean, everybody. I mean, if you see one penis, you see them all. Seeing them in all in different colors. They curve to the left or to the right. And it wasn't enough for me. And I was like, dude, and I go into the corn forums, and they were like, oh yeah, the best shit is behind a paywall. They're like, yeah, if you want the best corn, you got to pay membership. And that's how I started paying for corn memberships. So when I would, when I actually like paid to see what was going on, I was like, whoa. And I really enjoyed it because it was more of a plot. It gave you imagination. Um, the camera wasn't shaking. It was like watching a movie, like a scene from a movie. And it's like, it's kind of like what Monique said. She was like, I want to know, like, a plot. Like, I want to know, like, who that dude is, who this bitch is, and like, why are they fucking? Like, I guess for me, it was like I needed a little bit more context instead of just like, lift your skirt up and bend over, bitch. Like it was just, the home films. I'm just like, no. And if you guys see how I do the podcast, like I like it clean. So, like, that's how I like corn. Like it was like, okay, like I like the dim setting, I like a professional man, and this professional woman, and the stories were just like crazy. And it was a good drama film with sex in it, basically. But my what I'm trying to get to is, was that, or is that, and I'm pretty sure it is, that that's what Diddy was going through. Because once you have a piece of ass, right? It's like, okay, what different colors of piece of asses can you get? And then it's like, oh, I could get raggedy bitches. I could get like a street bitch, a classy bitch. I could get this kind of bitch. And then it's like, oh well, I fucked this bitch in the front. I wonder if I can fuck this bitch in the back end. Maybe receiving hit just wasn't enough. And then it's just like, you know what? And I'm kind of digging this dude, right? And then like the curiosity starts building, and then maybe he's getting into like what a man sounds like, or maybe do suck it better than a female. And then he's like, oh shit, and it's just opening doors, but it's like opening and closing. And then it's just like, dude, like I want to have a threesome with like two bitches, and then it goes into one dude and another chick. So it's like he's tried all of these different things, and it's like he can't get enough. Like like it's just these these things are like he's tired of fucking basic ass bitches and basic ass dudes. People that are nobody, people that are somebody, people that are in the music industry to like film industry, or like now he's fucking people from the government, now he's fucking cops, allegedly. um and maybe it was just like not enough, and for him to be like, you know what, I'm gonna start blackmailing people, because maybe that power just like turns him on, that like when he's hitting it from the back, like knowing that he got shit on them, and maybe that's just what make him bust nuts, allegedly. you know so it's almost like, yeah, like how much sex does a motherfucker need? How much baby oil does motherfucker need? How much fucking dildos does this motherfucker need? Like uh like he just I think he let, if this is about sex, he let this shit so out of control. And I just think that that's what may have happened to him if he's just this sex freak. But go ahead,
Yeah.
baby. You can end the episode.
I can give him the money shot. So you when you were talking about it yesterday, like what leads people to be this way or to go down this road. The reason why I wanted to hear the episode that you listened to was because I thought he might say something different than what I was thinking. Because I'm not trying to make any excuses for Diddy. I don't know why he did it. If he did it, I don't know. Do I think, in my opinion, that he did it? Yes. Am I gonna say I know for a fact? No. Why do I think he did it, or what his reason was? I think it did start with how it starts for most people that have, um, I guess I can say sex, right? If I can't, then I did now. So, sex addictions. So it could have been a number of things. It could have been desensitized, just like it was for, or how we were, because your story is similar to mine. The only difference is, um, I was exposed to a lot of things as a kid. Things did happen to me as a kid too, so I was like, it almost took me down that road to where I was like, oh, it's just another person or it's just another situation. It almost did desensitize me to that. But when I was introduced to corn, I didn't look at it like it didn't graduate into other things. It was just like I could feel and I could read the actors, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't want to know. I don't want to see this. And then so I wasn't one of those teenagers that was like addicted to, corn magazines or videos. I wasn't addicted to any of that stuff, so I stayed away from all that. And I think that that's part of the reason why in my 20s and 30s, I wasn't like desensitized to it. Um, Again, I could have gone down that road because of my childhood, but I didn't. But I know that there's people, and I'm not saying that this is what happened to him, and I'm not making any excuses for him, but it could have been that. It could have been that he was exposed to it early on. By the time he was, rich and famous, he was already desensitized to it. It wasn't enough, just regular, you know, sex wasn't enough anymore. So he needed more. And then I honestly think it was more of the power thing, like you said, him having something over someone, and not just someone powerful, someone like the names that are associated to him right now that are kind of quiet, a little too quiet for my taste, but um, he must have something on them, and I think even that gets him off. Even that, knowing that he has something on these powerful people, because again, he like the smaller people, yeah, okay, whatever. But these big, powerful people, him knowing that he has something on them, I think that that feeds his desire for it. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily the sex. I don't think it's necessarily the partners. The partners, like, oh, I had J Lo. That should be like top tier, right? For a lot of people, that would be top tier. For him, it wasn't enough. For him, he wanted more. Yeah, he wanted to do things that regular people don't even think about. Like I'm sure it's gonna come out at some point, and we're gonna see it on videos and stuff. Hopefully not, but the type of things that would get him off, and I can already kind of tell what he liked, and I don't want to think about it, but um, I think it does start with what you're exposed to. And I think in his case, having all that money and having all that power just fed his addiction. And it wasn't enough. And there wasn't ever going to be a point where he would be like, okay, that's enough. I don't think, I think that that's, of course, how addiction works, right? Nobody ever really takes a hit of, or their last hit and thinks, okay, that was the one I needed. That's enough. I don't need any more. I think people with addictions are always chasing. You know what I think? Honestly, I think it's when people have an addiction to something, they're chasing the first high. They're chasing the first time that they experienced it, and they're never gonna get it because there's never gonna be a first time ever again. So
Mm.
there's always gonna be that graduation into more and more, and okay, that's not enough anymore, so I gotta change it up to this. And um, when you said that people were like, "Oh, the best stuff is in behind the paywall," and you paid for it, and you were like, "Okay, this is." I don't think it was like better cameras or better camera angles and like steady cameras, and I don't think it was that. I think it was just that it was new. It was a new experience,
Mm,
and
true that.
I think for people like you and me, I need my imagination to be stimulated in order for me to like those corn videos and all that stuff, like that doesn't do anything for me because I'm reading the people and that's not good. Like I don't want to. I guess when people like I've heard this argument before, like women get mad at their husbands or boyfriends that watch corn because they're like, oh, you're imagining yourself with that woman. And I've heard guys say, no, it's not about the woman, it's about who I'm with. Like I picture myself doing that stuff with you, and that's what turns me on. And for me, it was just like I don't want to read these people. I don't want to know their backstories. I don't want to know how they got here. I don't want to know how much they're getting paid. I don't care about none of that. And so my imagination wasn't doing anything. So I was just like, okay, this isn't for me. So because I do have a vivid imagination and it takes me places, I think that that's the reason why with you and me, and I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to give people an idea into our intimate lives. But when, and I don't want to say role playing because I don't think that that's what it is. I think we experiment with other scenarios of what actually happened with us. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
When we say like, okay, well, what if it would have happened this way, and we do the whole reenactment of what could have happened or what in some cases should have happened. But that's what like we've had some of the best sex doing that, and like it's the imagination. I think
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can't find that in any behind any
mm-mm,
paywall. Hell
no.
no.
And again, it's not like we're doing elaborate things. It's not like we're fucking using these toys or anything that we're just like, oh, it's that's what made it the best sex. It's not even that, and it wasn't
Is
like
that why I have the
necessarily.
ladder set up in the living room, babe?
You were supposed. That's what I meant about don't tell them.
Shit, man, I got plastic
Sex
hanging
queen.
from the ceiling.
Yeah,
It's a
she
whole ass
actually
water
does.
show.
Did you see that meme where they said, or no, I guess it was a real, where they said, Usher trying to explain why P Diddy had him saved as Gusher on his phone.
No, I didn't even
Listen,
hear that. Holy
no,
shit. Nuh-uh.
oh, put that on the next year name. Sorry about the
Gusher.
motorcycle in the back.
Now you're good,
Can you
baby.
hear it? Is it loud?
Yeah, yeah. Now you're good.
They're trying to silence me.
I know, right? Gusher.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
why he's all
gross.
revving it like that. What?
No,
Gusher?
it said gusher. I'm like, gross.
No. Who'd have
Mm.
known? He is a freak.
I never thought he was handsome. I never thought he was good looking. No.
I have a question, and I guess it kind of there's a few songs that he sings where he's super high pitched, but why is it that women think voices are sexy?
Mm.
And I know that women say deep voices are sexy, but why then, if that's true, why is there artists like Romeo Santos so popular with women? They're like, oh my god, the voice and the singing. He sings high pitched. He has a little kid's voice, like it's a soft voice. Him, The Weeknd,
Mm.
what's his name? What's that dude? Bruno Mars, Usher, Justin. Like they all have soft voices, high pitched voices. So is it really the voice, or what the hell is it?
I think.
Explain.
I mean, it could be because I've heard chicks talk like, "Oh, his voice sounds so sexy, so adorable." So yeah, like, I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
I don't think I don't think so. I never. I mean, if you're a man and like, maybe there's just a certain way you say stuff, not necessarily like your voice, but like, let's say like how someone says your name. Like, are they saying it like, "Yo, what's up, Adi?" And and it's like, okay, that kind of sounds flirtatious, but I ain't buying it. But it's kind of like you gotta say something more, or like the whole "what's up with me and you," like, that sounds rehearsed. So I think it's how you say it and like what you're saying to the females. So it's almost like, yeah, you'll get any bitch with a love song because that's all we fantasize of someone actually saying to us in real life. And the fact that it's like, I don't want to say Usher, but I can't even
well,
tell you like what artist I think is or I have ever thought was sexy.
well, I know
Hmm.
that I don't think he has like a super high or super deep voice. I think he has it somewhere in the middle. But there are songs that he sang where it's like super high pitched, and I'm like, why is he doing that?
Mm.
I can't sing along here, Usher. Come on, Usher, that's way too high for me. You gotta bring it back down.
Mm.
But I don't know. I was just like, why do women say deep voices are sexy, but then they like Romeo Santos and all these
I
other
Okay, let me tell you something. I think
artists?
a man that has like a deep voice that like talks to us and like they just sound sexy all the time. Like they don't have like enthusiasm in their voice, and it just stays that way. Like they just stay sounding sexy all the time. I think maybe that's what it is. But I mean, and you sound or not, well, yeah, you, because you're my husband, but guys, if they have like a deep voice and a female's like really digging it, it's almost like, oh, like you have a dominating voice. Like motherfucker, you can have me doing anything. Like because women in the real world, we're taking control. We're independent women. Like we're the ones that are like, we're doing all of these things at the same time. We really don't have time to slow down. But when you get that Barry White, oh yeah, and then we stop dead in our tracks. Like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. And it's like, holy shit, like what she want to do to us. It's like it's because we want a man to take action instead of us taking action. That's why I think I said it in a few episodes, is that's why I love about you, because you actually take charge of things. Like when I'm losing my mind, losing my shit, you actually, I don't want to say like calm me down, but you just ease me up. Like you make, like, just by you talking to me, it's like everything's gonna be all right. And your voice is so like, it's so comforting, and trusting. Like I trust you. Like I don't, I know you won't lie to me. So I think for women, when we're like, oh, you have a deep voice, or oh, you sound sexy, like, and it's almost like, yeah, you can pretty much, like, make us do what you want us to do. And I think some motherfuckers do take advantage of that just as much as they take advantage. Like they know that they're handsome, they know that when they get a clean cut, especially with them green eyes and straight bright teeth, and that Adam's apple, and like the business suit attire, like
Hey, hey,
business
hey, calm
casual,
down.
you smell good, and you
Relax.
look like you take care of yourself. So they'll
You're not
use.
even listening to me no
No,
more.
I'm trying to make my point. Because you don't have that much time. You don't have that much
I
time, babe.
know. Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to hurry up. But like they will use those accessories, their face, them licking their lips, and moving their hands around like they're a housefly. Remember that video? Like
Yeah.
they'll use those tactics to get women to do whatever they want to do. And bitches do the same thing. But we're talking about voice. I think it's how you say it and what you're saying. Because there's a difference between like fuck you, Audie. Having like a dude with a nice sounding voice say that, I'd be like, "Psh, yeah, I don't mean that. Cause you sound too good saying it." Like why you saying the same things you say to me in the bed?
Mhm.
So I'm not taking you seriously, but it's almost like someone being like, "Fuck you, Audie," and then it's like, oh shit, So it's how you're saying it, and I think that's where us women get confused.
I don't know if I should be getting mad right now. Like,
Because
fuck you, Audie.
I think I'm making a valid point. But I mean,
Yeah.
if you guys want to drop your opinions, your thoughts on it, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And maybe I'll pin it in the
No.
comments. But this guy right here, hell yeah, Dish Rob can make me do anything. He can fucking make me do anything.
But
Mm.
it's not because of my voice. It's because of how I treat you.
It's part of it.
No, no, no. Don't lie. When you first heard me, you thought I was a child.
I did. I did.
You're like, oh
We
no,
talk
they're
about
parents.
that. Yeah, we talk about that from time to time. I'm like, the first time. I've ever heard you or talked to you. I was like, I swear, I thought you were like 22, 23. And he
Mm,
was like, no. I was like, I thought you
hell
were a
no, I'm an oldie. I'm too
cheery.
old to be sounding young.
Yeah, and then when you told me, I was like, oh, you're perfect for me.
Mm.
That's when I started praying on his ass.
Yeah,
I'm joking, by the way, kind of.
yeah.
But
But
I was
even if
crushing on
she
him.
wasn't telling me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
but you
crushing
weren't
on him.
telling me.
Yeah, and then he friend
You should have
zoned
told me.
me. And you
Yes, I
retell
did.
him the story, babe.
Maybe in the next episode we'll talk about that
Sure, sure.
because I do kind of have to go now.
Yes, you do. It's all right,
But I
baby.
don't know if that was enough. Did we talk about what's his face enough to
I
even
think
put him in the
so.
title? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Maybe I'll add like a plus sign on there and add all the sad
Yeah.
stuff. Maybe I'll throw in like a timestamp because I mean, it initially was supposed to be about Diddy, but I'll throw in a timestamp.
Yeah. Okay.
But thank you, baby, so much for joining me on this episode and for making me cry 3 times today. And
No,
I
I'm sorry
love
again.
you.
I love you too, babe. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, baby. Give me a call when you can,
I will.
baby. Okay,
You guys
baby.
behave. Don't go to no freak offs, cause you never know what's gonna happen there. So
Yeah, the freak off is this coming Friday.
uh,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Okay, babe. I
Okay,
love you.
baby. I love you
I'll
too,
talk
babe.
to you in a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
And that was just right. Yeah, so basically I that's all I wanted to talk about was how much is enough, you know what I mean? And let me make something clear. Rob is right when he said, you know what, I don't really think it was like, the production of the corn behind the wall, behind the paywall. Um, I do believe him when he says that I was infatuated with that. It was something new. It was something, a little bit different. It was exciting, all of those things. Um, when I talk about production, I just don't, me personally, I'm not a fan of like homemade corn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, sometimes it's just annoying. It's a lot overdone. It's like I can't really stand when the females are trying to sound cutesy when they're breathing heavy and moaning and things like that. Like, I just think it's so fucking stupid. And I think some of the guys, they know it, but because they're getting paid and you know they're getting puss, they'll put up with it. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just, I'm not a fan of that cutesy shit. And like when they do push in, it's almost like nothing's lining up. With the in and out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fake. It's fucking fake. The timing's a little off. And the dude could be hitting it slow and she's, sounding all crazy, and it's like, oh my god, bitch. Like, okay, I'm not, like, I'm a critic. That's why I talk all this shit. um yeah, so anyway, I really wanted to touch on the human behavior side of things. um Obviously it's about power, and that's how he's making his money, fucking blackmailing people. That's probably I'm pretty sure that's one of the ways that he's staying rich and staying having money, and making money off of Biggie, because the label owns Biggie shit. And it's just wrong. Like, he's just wrong all around, whether it's all of these inappropriate acts that he's with blackmailing people with, and um something about prostitution, and Something that I wanted to mention too was that the guy, the slave worker or the prostitute or the stripper or somebody that I think it was like in 2018 when he said that that he actually got an STD for smashing Cassie 15 times or something like that. Like Diddy forced him to have sex with Cassie 15 times. And I was listening to another podcast today, and the podcaster said, I think that that sex worker or prostitute, stripper, I think he passed away. And everybody that was on panel, they were like, oh shit, like that's suspicious. But then another person came up saying that I don't think he's deceased, but we do think that he's in prison. So, and if he is still alive, I'm pretty sure they would use him for to get his testimony and things like that. But anyway, I think that's all we're gonna speak about when it comes to Diddy, unless like more things arise, and uh just give it a couple mentions and things like that. More people being exposed. We'll probably talk about, well, mention that in the near future. Allegedly, you gotta start saying allegedly to all of these things, but fuck, man. But yeah, it's. I mean, I'm interested, not really invested, but I'm interested only because I'm a DJ, and some of these people that are going down were one of my favorite artists, and it just fucking sucks. It sucks to see them in this light, and it's very disappointing. I just hope that is not true. Another thing that Rod mentioned was that, just because maybe they probably attended a party, but they probably left early, like uh, Dame Dash and Aaliyah, and people always said that, like, yeah, every time they attended a party, they would leave early. But people are, man, they're speaking so bad on Aaliyah right now on Twitter. It's not even funny. Like, people were saying like, man, we hope that Aaliyah's family fucking these sues. I think it was Nicki Minaj or something like that. She was like kind of going in on Aaliyah, and I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, like pictures are worth 1,000 words and things like that. But Aaliyah's gone. You know what I'm saying? And they want to put her as if she's done these acts, and I think Rob's right. Just because they're in a photo or whatever, like, doesn't necessarily mean that they contributed or did anything, or maybe they just like, oh, holy shit, what the fuck, all right, I'm out of here, and they just left. I hope that's what it is with most of these artists, because I don't want to think that Mary J. Blige and all these other people had anything to do with it, and it's just like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know. And then Jaguar Wright is telling everything, and it's I guess this and this is the last thing that I'm gonna say. I don't know if okay, I'm not gonna say you guys, but I don't know if I would really um I guess support entirely what Jaguar Wright is saying, because there was a chick that got interviewed on I don't know what show it is, I forget, but she was claiming that she was R. Kelly's and Aaliyah's daughter. And this girl looks nothing like them. Nothing. Not even R. Kelly's mom, neither of Aaliyah's parents. Like, that shit just, and Jaguar Wright was interviewing this girl. And I really hope Jaguar Wright was just playing along, because this bitch was sitting right in front of them in this interview. But I don't know. It's just getting all out of hand, and I just find myself not listening to music that much these days anymore, because it's just like, man, I don't want to support these motherfuckers if that's what they're really fucking doing. But they all have their beef. They all had their history and past with each other, and it's just like fuck, man, you fucking. But anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you are listening to this on the playback, don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And yeah, we will check you guys back here tomorrow.